Hi everybody, it's Lace, and I want to talk about the different ways to pattern your containers to help you organize your stuff. Now, you may think, well, I don't have that much stuff and I throw everything in one box. Trust me, the longer you play this game, the more you're going to want to have containers and the more you're going to feel the need to organize it. And it's not because you're OCD, it just helps you out. One of the ways to do this is with patterns. Now, there's other things called insignias and symbols. Now, from a crafting merchant, we can go out and we can buy insignias. And right now, the only insignia is the merchant insignia. And that is used on a tailor station when you're trying to craft the merchant gear. Now, this is like a shirt and a skirt and a tunic and the gloves and boots, and they're quite pretty. They used to only be sold on an NPC merchant in Ardoris, but now you can make them and stuff, but they require the insignias. In addition to that, and I believe those recipes you can still buy from that merchant to get those recipes. In addition to that, besides the insignia, you can get a symbol. And this again is going to be from your crafting merchant and your POT. And hopefully your POT has one set up for you, because that's where you're going to get all your fuels and waxes and creosote and everything like that. In addition, they sell symbols. Now, symbols like some things like the Yule stuff, you'll find, and then you have agriculture, and basically every type of sign that you can make in the game has some kind of symbol. So if you're trying to make a sign, you need a symbol. So SS, sign symbol. If you're trying to reshape a chest, you need a pattern. Okay, so S is for sign and symbol, and then P, I guess, pattern is for chest. Doesn't exactly work out right, P and C, but PC, politically correct. To make your chest politically correct, they need to have a pattern. Anyway, so symbols is what you would purchase to add to your signs. Now, some folks are going to find when they make a sign, there's three types of signs you get. You get one that can hang off a wall, and not all homes support this. You get one that's kind of flat that can hang off a wall, and not all homes support this. And then you get one that's kind of standing and is, L-shaped standing, and probably most homes will support that. But when you make your signs, you get a couple of each or something. I can't remember the quantities. What's going to end up happening is you may want just all flat signs, and you're going to end up with a bunch of standing and hanging. And people will try to sell those, but the market is so slow. What usually happens, believe it or not, is folks donate these to different prize funds for different events, and I encourage this. We've had many events where I've had people just donate all the signs they don't want, and we end up with this giant prize box of 100 signs. And somebody can either, try to sell all these 100 signs, or they'll use them or give them away or whatever. So signs sometimes can be one man's junk is another man's prize, depending on the type of sign you want. You can go to the player marketplace and say, I have 50 agriculture flat signs. I really just needed the one kind, but I had to make all these just to get the other kind. So you can maybe trade amongst yourselves and stuff. But those are made from symbols. Now, we also can make chests in the game. We have trunks and chests. You cannot put a pattern on a trunk. And a trunk are the ones that look like this. And I sell these pretty cheap at most of my vendors, about 500. And they stack. Look how they stack. I can put things on them. They stack wonderfully. The other kind is a chest. And it looks just like a treasure chest. So for our chests, we're going to need to visit a decoration merchant. They're typically going to be above your banks, or if your NPC or POT or whatever happens to have one just hanging out solo like this guy. And what we need is, like I said, a pattern. So there's a pattern, and if I look at this picture, you can see it takes a pattern and a chest. It kind of, the image there, when I highlight over it, shows I need a pattern and a chest. Again, though, they don't stack, but like I said, you can put them on a wall shelf and stack them up that way. But when you're doing these, look at this. It's 200 to put a pattern on it. It already costs you 90 to put a locking mechanism on this versus a trunk. So these are a far more expensive storage solution than the trunks, which are stackable for one without the requirement of a wall shelf, which is an additional amount of money. And you can't pattern those. But every type of container that you have, you can rename. And I'll show that in 1 second. But again, these are the patterns, and it kind of matches all the different signs. Inherently in your skill set, if I look for reshape on the carpentry table, and I think it's, what is it called, a crafting chest? Yeah, no, forget what it's called. Let's just see, reshape. I'll have to scroll through here because I can't remember the exact name of it. Storage chest, that's it, that's what they call them. You'll need, obviously, the wooden storage chest, and again, that's not the trunks. It's that, and you need the pattern. So we're going to pick one. We got an alchemy one here. And you need some wax. And that's inherent in your skill set. You don't have to go anywhere to train this. And I'm going to craft it. So I craft one of these. Now you can see the name is orange. And I've talked about in other videos, anytime something's patterned or renamed, that, because of a pattern, the name is in orange. This is kind of a buyer beware thing. So if you see somebody that says sack of 1,000 gold, there's not 1,000 gold in it, because you can't sell a container of items in the game at this point. They can call it whatever they want, but there ain't nothing in it, baby. So be careful on that. This is just an empty chest. It will always be an empty chest. Anything that's orange is a single item only. It's never 1,000 gold or 1,000 kodos or anything like that. Do not be fooled. Like I said, I've done other videos on this, but I just don't really want anybody to succumb to those kinds of shenanigans, because in any game there are the folks that do this. So now we've got this chest called Alchemy Crafting Chest. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to hit I for inventory. I'm going to look for alchemy. Or, no, spell it right. Alchemy. So I have an alchemy storage chest. When I talk about renaming, I can right click and rename it and call it Alch Demo. And I can say submit. So now this is the Alch Demo chest. When I look at this chest, you can see it has the alchemy symbol on it. Now, again, this is one way to organize your stuff, but you can't do this with trunks, unfortunately. It's only these chest things, which cost more money to make. 200 for the pattern, 90 for the gold. The cheaper route to go are trunks. And you can have these. You have to rename a trunk. So if I take this one up, if I go I for inventory, wait, let me see which one this is so I can find it again. This one says, well, that one doesn't have a name. This one says patterns and specials. Okay. Oh, good gravy. I forgot it's got stuff on it. Let me find a one that doesn't have stuff. Okay, there we go. This one says Cottage Grove Flyers. That's from the New Britannia Breast Cancer Awareness thing, where we do the Breast Cancer Awareness Biathlon every October. Look for us this October. It'll be, I think, our 4th year doing this. Yes, the game just launched, but we've been doing this for a long time. And Cottage Grove was one of our random stops, so I just haven't renamed this chest and have other things in it. So anyway, so I have a trunk named Cottage Grove Flyers, and you can see trunk in blue. The blue lettering tells me what the real item is. The orange is the player given name to the item. So I can put this in my inventory, and I don't think trunk will bring it up. It'll be Cottage Grove. So it says Cottage Grove Flyers, and I can say rename, and this does actually have another thing. I'm going to say Jets starter crap, because that's what it really is. It's one of my alts. It's stuff she's collected, because going along the progression of the game, I have an alt, and I wanted her to have to earn her way. And this is the chest where she puts the things she's earned along the way. So I submit that, and I look for Jet now, and I put it back, and it's labeled. Now other people can see these names, so don't use profanity, because things on the submit, it probably won't fly. I would use reasonably socially acceptable names for your trunks and or chests and things like that, just like your NPC vendors. But anyway, so now this trunk is reasonably named, just like if I look at the one that we just made. What was it? Alchemy? I can't remember what we called it. I forget what it was, but it was a chest. This one has the agriculture crafting symbol on it. We can see that in blue, that it's marked that way. You could have an agriculture crafting chest and call it veggies, and one called fruits if you wanted to segregate your inventory that way. Again, to reiterate, the game has created a form for new player housing and handed out books that end up popping into new players' inventory, because while we have a lot of POTs, NPCs, and PRTs and stuff like that, there are so many places that have free in-room rentals. Diamond Fields is one. There are plenty others, but since it's my video, I get to promote mine. And ours has some rules because it has 15 rooms. It's right here. It has 15 rooms, 5 per floor, and our rules are basically we break it down into how many containers, how many items, how many things each person can have to take up the 15 rooms, and allow common deco. The rules may vary from POT or in-room owner or whatever, but as a new player, don't feel like you have to go out and buy or save up enough gold to get enough kodos, to get a house deed, to get a house, and all these things. There are plenty of options. In ours, we allow you 2 chests at 600 item storage and stuff, and you can use the chest like we just showed here, a trunk, or one very specific. Just be careful of paying for bank upgrades. Again, you can only access the stuff you put in the bank from the town where you put it in. That's the same thing as a trunk. There's no benefit to banking. There's no benefit to paying for bank upgrades. You can do this for free, and many, many POTs, and they actually want you. They want you to grow their community and stuff, and that's why I advertise mine. So, these are the basics of patterning chests. Use a pattern on a storage trunk only. You use a symbol on signs, and you use an insignia on gear. At least that's how it is right now as of R52. I hope that clarifies those portions. I will be doing a separate video for heraldry patterning, but these are the kind of deco patterning stuff. Take care, everybody. Happy hunting, and be safe.